think you should be happy about it. No, what do you think? Oh, he's frozen. Oh, I'm cheesed. Hold on.
No.
I'm not frozen, bro.
Oh my gosh.
We got our intro.
Oh
We
my
got our
gosh.
intro.
There is nothing like a full Sunday where you're just a lazy bum on your couch while your diet consists of chips, chicken wings, pizza, and soda for a whole about 16 hours or so. That, my friends, is the NFL season. From watching your team slip you into an unlimited season-long depression over and over because they can't get the ball past the line of scrimmage, all the way up until your boy, whose team won the Super Bowl last year, has to call you numerous times over and over to remind you how much your team sucks because it's the only way he can compensate for his lack of masculinity. Or even the fantasy season where you decided to draft Kyle Pitts in round 5 because you still believe that there's hope. The 3-page long injury reports of yet another Tua Tagovailoa concussion. To watching our favorite comedy show called The Dallas Cowboys while Jerry Jones casually burns his entire franchise to the ground. Instances of just being a Bears fan and having to hear it casually over and over that this is their year. Spoiler, it isn't. We cover it all, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pick 6. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pick 6 podcast. This is episode 8. This is week 6. Exclusive episode today. We are filming on Thursday night. Thursday night football is going on as we speak. It's the Giants versus the Eagles. So far, so good. We're at a great game. Damn. Jackson Dart. Oh, never mind. Pick. Incomplete. Whatever. Yes, we are filming on a Thursday night. It was Danilo and Isaiah's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to those boys. Isaiah will not be joining us today due to the fact that he is currently at work. But the show goes on. My name is Yusuf Shaban. I'm joined by
Naoki Gima.
Magicity.
Yeah, we swapped out Isaiah for Naoki. Naoki's back, at least.
That's right.
That's the good thing.
Funnily enough, I won't be here next week.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, Isaiah will be back next week, so we're all
We're
it's all
good. We're good.
In honor of Isaiah, the Chargers are now winless in their last 2 games. The Eagles are no longer undefeated after losing to the Denver Broncos, and it looks like trouble in paradise over there. But as of right now, it seems like things are going well. And the Niners are now top of the NFC after an improbable win with their C team against the LA Rams in Los Angeles, California. Fantastic games last week. Great results, especially for myself. I was very happy with last Thursday night, and I can't complain much. But as we always do now, every single episode, let's start with some fantasy football updates. Majid, anything going on?
I just fleeced another guy in my league.
Oh, shit.
As Majid does.
As I do. So I just made another trade. I traded quite a couple people. I traded Devontae Smith, Derrick Henry, Ladd McConkey, and Travis Kelce for Nico Collins. Who else did I get? Trey McBride. And I forgot who the third guy was. It was another running back. I forgot who it was, but it was Fleece of the Century. Javonte Williams. There we go. Javonte Williams from the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
So,
are you in that league with like mentally ill children, or like,
it seems like that. So that's one of my leagues that are kind of like in the middle tier. But yeah, that's pretty much what that league is.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of update for me. Again, Majid, I lost. I'm currently 1-4 or 1-5, 1-4.
Wow.
Guess what though? The trend continues because I lost to a guy who currently was second highest scorer for the week in our league.
Who was it?
Luke. He dropped 150 fucking points.
That's insane, bro.
It doesn't.
You're really
it's
cursed, bro.
crazy.
You actually cursed.
Everyone has their best weeks against my team. I don't get it. I guarantee you, out of every game that I've played right now, including the win, I think 4 out of the 5 games I've played against the top 3 scorers in the league.
What do you think the New York Jets been saying for the past 15 years?
No, the thing is they can control that. They're ass. I can't control how someone's fantasy team plays against me. It's bullshit.
Fair. That's completely fair. I'm so sorry.
So, yeah, but I've been trying to work some trades. These guys are literally. If I say what I want to say, I will get in trouble.
Yeah, best not. Yeah.
Let's not
Lose your
let's
job.
not go there.
Yeah.
If you guys don't realize, by the way, we are all in our team's jerseys. We got 2 Eagles fans here, both repping their teams. I'm over here repping the best running back in football at the very moment in time.
Jonathan Taylor.
I didn't realize Jonathan Taylor plays for the Niners. What's going on?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's get into our boomer bust review for week 5.
Yep.
Very piss poor. Again, we apologize. Our only 2 wins. We're not even really wins.
Jordan Mason, baby.
Yeah. I mean, that was my bust pick. I was happy about that one. But again, we formally would like to apologize. This shit has not changed in our favor at all. Devontae Adams as a boom pick by Majid. Yeah. No.
Hey, he was
Tony
almost there though. He was almost there. He's like 4 points away.
He was nowhere near there. Actually, no, he wasn't. He wasn't anywhere close. Actually,
Shit, man.
um,
On the doc, it says.
but it's okay. If you think yours was bad, just wait till I get to mine. Tony Pollard was the boom pick for Isaiah. He was pretty close. He went above his projection, but didn't quite reach his boom projection. So, not a win, but it will count it as partial W. As for myself, I chose Travion Henderson. I'm sorry. I thought Mike Vrabel was competent. He's not, and I continue to apologize. That was a bad pick on my part. Majid chose Ashton Genty as a bust player.
They got blown out by 40, bro. They lost 40 to 6.
Mm-hmm. And
guess
definitely
garbage
was not
time,
the
and he
reason.
got garbage time yards again. That's, by the way, that's 3 weeks in a row. My bus player gets screwed by garbage time.
Well, maybe you should stop picking garbage teams who lose in garbage time. As just my opinion.
Valid.
Deebo Samuel was Isaiah's bust player. I mean, holy fucking shit. L. God damn L. Moving on. Jordan Mason, I had him as my bust player. Again, reached his projection. Or no, he reached in between the bust projection and his actual projection. So we'll count it as a partial W. So far, just no wins for the last few weeks. It's been bad, but we're going to fix that up. I promise you guys. We'll show you a little bit more about this week. But injury report. Let's get into it. Lamar Jackson, I'll start us. Hold on.
Oh my God. Devontae.
I will say, though, I wasn't here last week to sit into the episode, but I still did edit and had to watch through it. I was rooting for you guys. I'm not going to lie. I was like...
Well, I mean, you better root for us because, like, at the end of the day, it's your... image that's being ruined too. So.
I think the fans at this point in time kind of understand that I'm not a part of this.
Well,
at least not this season. Next season, we'll have a video out about my decision for next NFL season if I'll be coming back to clown ball.
The decision.
Whatever, bro. Moving on. Let's get into the injury report.
Let's do it.
It's a pretty loaded injury report. I'm gonna start us off. Lamar Jackson's hamstring is still a problem. He's likely to miss Sunday's game against the Rams. He could be out for another 1 to 2 weeks. Fortunately for the Ravens, they have a bye week after they're getting their backs blown out by the Texans last week. It will give Lamar an extra week to recover, but expect to be without Lamar this week and potentially week 8 as well.
Tough blow for Baltimore, bro. Too many
For
injuries. Well, I don't feel bad for them, but I'm just saying.
I don't feel any sympathy.
I'm just
I
saying
love Lamar
it's
Jackson.
insane.
I feel no sympathy for the Ravens.
It's
Fuck
that
them.
that GM needs to get,
He has to go.
I can't say it, but
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Next up, we got Bucky Irving, who is a favorite of Isaiah's on this show. He's got a foot injury. He missed last week's game versus Seattle and is currently listed out versus the Niners this week. Irving, who missed practice again Thursday, hasn't shown any signs of improvement. His shoulder injury was reported to be even worse than his foot sprain. Expect to be without Irving for a week or two or any Rachaad White owners should be starting him after that 2-touchdown game last week.
Yes, he's going up against a run defense that has not been good ever since Nick Bosa went down with a torn ACL. I'm saying that from what I've seen so far. However, shout out to Kyron Williams for being a complete terrorist and allowing us to win that game last week. Shout out to him, you piece of shit. He was over here talking.
That was horrible.
We're big brother now. We're big brother in the NFC West now. Look at you, you freaking curly-headed pussy, bitch. Crying on the sideline. You dropping easy passes, fumbling at the goal line. Fucking bitch. Fuck Kyron Williams and fuck the LA Rams.
Next,
bang, bang. Plus, you know what it is?
Our Magic.
Okay, wait. Moving on.
Next, we got Chuba Hubbard, who's dealing with a calf injury. Hubbard, who missed last week's game versus the Dolphins, did not practice Thursday. So Friday and Saturday will be close to monitor to see his availability for Sunday's game this week. They will be facing the Dallas Cowboys. For those that obviously own Hubbard, if you can get your hands on Rico Dowdle, I would. You know, he had a crazy 205-yard game that I don't know who expected that from. That was fucking ridiculous. So he's going to be playing his former team, the Cowboys. So look out for a revenge game potentially.
Facts.
To continue on that run game.
He said they better buckle up.
Yep. What did the coach say? What did the Dallas coach say?
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
He said, we're buckled up.
Ooh.
I
the
don't,
battle of mid.
I don't understand NFL trash talk.
It's like shit.
Swear.
It's like shit and piss going head to head.
Swear.
Like we gotta talk. We gotta do like an after hours on what sport has the best trash talkers.
Oh, I think we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Yusuf, what's the next one?
Xavier Worthy. Just when we really thought he was finally back and getting back to football. Worthy has been dealing with an ankle injury, or he's coming back from a shoulder injury, but now he picked up an ankle injury. He played through it against the Jaguars on Monday night. Before the game, actually, on the plane towards Jacksonville for the game, his ankle swelled up.
Yeah.
So he was questionable entering that game anyway. He's questionable going to Sunday night's game versus the Lions, but is likely to play. But this is something to monitor if you're an Xavier Worthy owner going into Sunday.
Next up, we got Terry McLaurin, the quad. It seems like Terry McLaurin and the quad injuries have always been an issue for him. Commanders fans have been waiting for this team to be healthy and play with a full team. Unfortunately, that won't be happening this week as Scary Terry is doubtful this week. Terry, who has been injured all year, sat out Thursday's practice, so something to look out for. Extremely disappointing for a guy that just was holding out for a majority of the summer.
For a big-ass contract.
For that big contract. He signed that contract. He got the deal that he wanted. And this was one of the main things about Terry McLaurin, right, when it came to this contract. Like, okay, can he stay healthy? This quad thing has been bothering him for a while. The quad injuries and NFL players, particularly wide receivers, is never a good combination. We know that as Eagles fans with A.J. Brown. So, Commanders fans, Jared, sorry, bro, but he's going to have to wait a couple more weeks for a fully healthy Commanders
That
team.
whole Commanders team can't even stay healthy, bro. You got Jaden Daniels, who was out for 2 weeks with a knee sprain, and then Eckler went out for the year with the Achilles.
Yeah.
That team is just, right now, Debo is known to be injury prone, so we'll see what happens there.
Well, I mean, bro, freaking Terry was actually one of the healthier players in the NFL for so long.
100%.
But
Yeah.
the biggest concern was obviously his age. He's not old. He's 28. But then you give this guy $30 million a year, and this is exactly what happens. Now maybe you could actually learn your fucking lesson, right? I mean, the Commanders front office, like Adam Peters, former Niner front office guy, former Niner GM. He's a great, smart individual, but you witnessed injuries like no other in the San Francisco franchise. You would think you'd learn a thing or two heading over there.
For sure.
But yeah, now you have to deal with this, unfortunately. So anyway, Majid, take us to
before I get to this next one, I just want to state something out there because we're watching the game as well. Can I just say how ass Kilo Ringo is? Kelly Ringo, whatever fucking
Kelly Ringo sucks.
Kelly Ringo absolute sucks. Dog shit. Howie Roseman, please, for the love of God, trade a fucking third-round pick. Get something that can help this Eagle secondary, bro. Please.
We imagine we were talking before recording. Like, who's been worse, Adoree Jackson or Kelly Ringo?
And now
they're making Kelly Ringo look like Pee Wee right now, bro. It was bad,
swear, bro. All right, well, back to the injury report. Next up, we got Kyler Murray, who's dealing with a foot injury. Kyler Murray hurt his foot in the loss to the Titans on Sunday. Atrocious game by the Cardinals to fumble that loss. He hasn't practiced all week and didn't practice Thursday either. He's unlikely to play on Sunday versus the Colts. Something to look out, obviously, for you fantasy people that rely on Kyler Murray for his feet and those, extra points. For those Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride owners, we'll see. I don't know who exactly is the backup right now for the Cardinals. I
can pull it up right now.
We'll see who's going to be stepping in.
Yeah, shout out to Amari DiMercato, man.
Holy shit, what a terrorist.
My goodness.
Moving on.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett
is the backup.
It's the backup.
No way. Holy fuck. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. All right.
That is a fucking terrorist right there. That is a terrorist.
Naoki, move on to Brock Bowers. I'll take the next one.
I wanted the next one.
You want the next one?
Yeah,
I'll take Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers has been dealing with a knee injury these last couple of weeks and missed last week's game versus the Colts. He did not practice this Thursday. His status for Sunday is something to watch for. It's as if the Raiders couldn't use any worse news. It
Who's
just somehow gets
Gino?
worse.
Now Gino has more of a reason to keep throwing it to the other team.
Who,
Bro, what is
Saddam
he? What is
Gino?
what? Saddam was saying Geno Smith. What is he at right now? How many picks? I think like 8 or 9.
It's up there. It's around that number.
I can
yeah.
check it.
It's insane.
I mean,
bro.
they you know, bro, like it's crazy. Like it's nuts. They gave this man so much money. They gave him a 3-year deal, and it's crazy, bro. Like I mean, you've seen so many players with disabilities playing this in this league, right? Like
Oh my!
Geno
He's at
Smith is somehow
6
he's
touchdowns,
blind.
9 interceptions.
Wow. Wow.
Geno Smith, bro. I mean, I gotta admire him for the player he is, right? He's playing with a disability. The guy is blind in both eyes and still playing quarterback.
You know, it's a commendable thing.
It's a make
It
a
really-
it's a make a wish thing.
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I mean,
Him
did did he break his nose, by the way?
Who? Oh, this
This
guy right
line-
here. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell hit him
Yeah.
with a nice little elbow though.
All right.
Stop
Next up on the injury report, we have the new 49ers franchise quarterback, Mac Jones, was a limited participant in Thursday's practice due to a knee injury. He has been hampered by for weeks now, but according to head coach Kyle Shanahan, he is trending towards starting this Sunday for SF and most likely moving forward, who expect to be without Brock Purdy yet again. I mean, he looks like he's going to play. He's been really good for you guys, Yusuf, since he's been put into that starting role in San Fran. I think you should be happy about it. No, what do you think? Oh, he's frozen. Oh, I'm cheesed. Hold on.
No.
I'm not frozen, bro.
Oh, oh my gosh.
We got our intro.
Oh
We
my
got our
gosh.
intro.
That,
We got our intro.
That was good though, huh?
that was really
That's pretty
good.
That's pretty
I
good.
legit thought you
Yeah.
were frozen. But
Yeah, I mean, I just at this point I can't I can't even make this up, bro. Shout out to Mac Jones though. He thugged
Hey,
it, bro.
he's
Dude
him, bro.
Carved down 11 bananas against the Rams. He got beat the fuck up that game, bro. He could barely breathe, bro. He was getting messed up, and he still carried us to a win. Shout out to Mac Jones, bro. I love him.
Yusuf, I told you the other day when we were recording the other episode, if I'm the Niners right now, I'm sticking with Jones until it goes
Hold your
back.
thought. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. That's gonna be a topic that we're gonna
I got
discuss
you, I
later.
got
yeah, for sure.
Don't even bring it up.
For sure.
We'll talk about it later.
All right,
But shout out to Mac
last person we got on the injury report is Chris Godwin. Obviously, Chris Godwin returned for the Bucks a week ago after breaking his ankle, shattered last year, I should say. He's dealing with a fibula injury and hasn't practiced all week, so something to monitor. Obviously, with Mike Evans also out, any Sterling Shepard owners out there, I said that last time, that's a fire flex spot you can have. Igbuka's the clear number one, obviously, our golden boy, but other than him, with Bucky out especially, Sterling Shepard's really been getting touches, so...
Yeah.
something
And
just
K
to
Dotton
monitor.
too. K Dotton had his
yeah.
best week of the season last
true.
year.
Hey, real OGs remember K. Dotton's legendary stretch of games last year when Zay brought him up on a must start, like in the second,
Yes.
like
It
the
was like
second
3
third of
straight
the
games
season.
or
Yeah.
4 straight games.
Yeah. All right, that was the injury report. Now we're on to Boom or Bust for week 6. Majid, start us off with your boom player, please.
Chat, we're going to be a lot better this year, or this week, I should say. We've been pretty terrible this whole year, but this week I got a pretty favorable one. I got Javonte Williams at the Dallas Cowboys. Javonte Williams has been proving a lot of people wrong this year, staying healthy, number 1. Number 2, being able to actually run for playing for the Dallas Cowboys. His matchup is the Carolina Panthers, and his week 6 PPR projection is 16.6 points. I have his boom projection right at 20.6. That's something just to look at in general. Javonte Williams has been there. Carolina Panthers, not good at all. So that's a pretty favorable matchup.
I mean, shit, bro. They had a nice win last week. Though,
They
I ain't
did.
gonna
They
lie.
did.
Shout out to Bryce Young. When Bryce Young locks in, that boy different, bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a reason
But
he's
yeah.
the number 1 pick.
Yep. I like the pick though. I like the pick, Imagine. By the way, Giants touchdown. Cam Scatterbo, his second touchdown of the night.
Yep.
I'm loving it. I'm winning in my league right now. Shout out to him. I'm going up against Jalen Hurts, so I got Scatterbo in there for me. But moving on to my boom player for the week, I have Jamison Williams of the Detroit Lions, my handcuff player from last season. He's been having a rough year, very rough year.
Yep.
He faces the Kansas City Chiefs this week. His projection is 10.7 points. His boom projection, I have it listed at 14.8 points. It's JMO time, bitch. Enough said. Okay, let's get straight to it. The Lions speedster enters this week as wide receiver 50 in fantasy this season. Not great for a wide receiver too. But I believe in my handcuff guy from last year. I see him finally exploding this week for his standout performance of the year. I think he's only had one game with 5 or more targets so far this season. And this will be the first time he ever faces the Chiefs in his career. I see him exploiting this secondary, being the speedster that he is. And I see Jared Goff relying on him a little bit more. The Chiefs' run defense has been pretty solid this year so far. So I see them kind of, I don't want to say neutralizing Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, but I see them limiting them a little bit. I see Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams being utilized a lot by Jared Goff. So like I said, JMO time, motherfucker. Let's get to work.
I like that pick, especially with obviously Amon-Ra playing that slot role a lot. So McDuffie's most likely going to be stuck on Amon-Ra. So look for JMO to go deep.
Yep. Imagine. Hit us with your bust player, please.
Bust player of the week is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, Marvin Harrison hasn't been really, that player that everyone wants him to be, that we know he could be, obviously from those Ohio State days. His matchup is against the Indianapolis Colts, who've been hot fire this year, their defense and their offense. His PPR projection is 12.4 points. I got his bust projection at 6.9 points, let alone with Kyler Murray being out. This should be a secure lock for a bust player of the week this week.
Oh, man.
Cooked, my brother.
Can't
Cooked.
wait for Jacoby Brissett to throw him 4 touchdowns in this game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll be so freaking shocked. There's no way.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. This was a bit of a shocker, but stay with me. Devon Achane of the Miami Dolphins is my bust player for this week. He faces the LA Chargers, which is currently, well, we'll get into it in a moment. His week 6 projection is 20.43 points. I have his bust projection listed at 12.3.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So up until last week, this man, Devon Achane, was the only source of offense for this dumpster fire of a football team. But Jalen Waddle seems to be wide receiver 1 now in Miami, and now Darren Waller his doors have been opened up as well with the absence of Tyreek Hill due to him snapping his whole leg in half and being tossed in a fire.
Insane work.
Devon Achane faces a Chargers defense that ranks 4th in fantasy this year in points allowed to running backs. He enters this week with his highest points projection of the year at 20.43. Stay with me. I am taking the risk with this one, but y'all just rock with me on this one, please. This Chargers rush defense has been very good. They were exploited a little bit by Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, which is, again, very dynamic Commanders offense. However, this is the Dolphins that we're talking about. Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat. Pressure's on. They have a quarterback that doesn't know how to throw the ball more than 20 yards. I just don't see them really working through Devon Achane very well. I think they'll try it a lot. But I think now that Jalen Waddle's emerging as a wide receiver 1, he's shown potential. I think they're going to rely on him a little bit more, too, this week.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for Boomer Bust for week 6. We're going to get into plug and pull out. I will take Zay's spot in this. So same thing as usual, a little quick fire. I've got, I think it's just 10 names on here. And I will put it to the fantasy pros here on the panel, Majid and Yusuf, to just decide whether or not, based on the player and their matchup, if they're going to plug him in or pull him out. First start, we have Darren Waller versus the Chargers.
I'm going to pull out this week. Darren Waller's dealing with some injuries. Darren Waller's dealing with some injuries, and Chargers defense going to be on lock this week.
I'm going to pull out too. Yeah, I'm not rocking with it this week.
You got Tatoria McMillan versus
Tataroa McMillan.
Tetanus McMillan.
Tetanus shot McMillan.
I'm plugging in. Dallas Cowboys secondary is absolute dog shit. Let Russell Wilson drop 40 points on them, so Bryce Young will drop probably like 30.
Yes. I will plug in on this one as well. Holy shit, Jalen Hurts is running for his life.
What is Jalen Hurts doing, bro? He does. Oh, what a dot! What a dot! What a dot! What a dot!
Wow, what a dot!
He
for sure did.
But I don't know why Jalen always forces himself to roll right too early, bro. I know that pass rush is good, but damn.
That was an issue the last few years with Jalen Hurts. He rolled out either when he didn't need to too early, or he just
look at this.
didn't roll out when he had to.
He just got pressure.
That's beautiful pass protection.
That's amazing protection.
Okay, that's one.
Oh my gosh, what a catch! That's a catch.
That's insane, bro.
Hey, feed him the damn ball, AJ.
Oh, did he catch it though? Did he drop that ball?
Ooh, replay assist.
That's incomplete.
Replay assist. Take it back.
Don't VAR it.
Anyway,
all right.
Moving on.
Next up, we got Calvin Ridley versus the Raiders.
Plug in.
After last week's performance, you can plug in. It's the Raiders.
It's the Raiders.
Yeah, it's the Raiders. It's the Raiders. It's just I don't trust the Titans, bro. That's the only thing.
Look,
I know.
If you're the Titans coach, put Calvin Ridley in the secondary on defense, and Geno Smith will get him the ball. Next up, we got BTJ versus Seahawks.
You know what? Do you know if the game's in Seattle or Jacksonville?
I can check it right now.
The only reason why I'm saying that, Yusuf, is I get it. Igbuka and all them cooked that secondary last week, but it's like Brian Thomas hasn't really been him this year, and let alone against
It's very
Seattle
true.
It's gonna be in Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle,
Fuck it, plug in.
Seattle,
Fuck
Seattle.
it,
I think their defense ranks bottom 5 in points allowed to receivers this year.
Damn.
So
Plug in.
I'm gonna go plug in on this one.
Let's go.
All right. Next up, we have T. Higgins versus the Packers.
Pull out.
Now,
I know
this-
they got the QB now.
just got
to actually
the-
throw the ball, but it's the Packers D. So
I'm gonna take a risk here and say plug in.
I don't know. I'm plugging out versus the
Why
Packers
not?
defense.
I would usually go pull out here, but I think I'm just gonna take a risk and say plug in.
All right.
I have an eerie feeling that he might have a good game.
All right. Next up, we have Keon Coleman versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Pull out.
Pull out only because I think this is going to be more of a run game for Buffalo than it is a pass game this week.
Same for me. I agree. So
And we got next up, we have Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt versus the Bears.
Plug in.
plug in as well. He had a
Fire
great
game.
week
Yeah,
last
great
week.
week last week, and they're playing the Bears.
Yep.
Jalen, oh my God, Jalen, what are you doing?
Ooh.
CTE.
Next up, we have Ramondre Stevenson versus the New Orleans Saints.
I'm pulling.
Plug
out.
in for me.
I don't fuck with them though. Like I know he had a
I
touchdown.
hate him.
I hate him. I'm pulling out this week. The Saints are like that sneaky team. The Saints are that team. It's like they're either gonna get 50 dropped on them or they're gonna hold you to like 14 points. But it's like I think Henderson this week has a better chance of doing something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I say plug in. I'm rocking with that one. I think
All
they'll
right.
have a solid game.
Next up, we have Derrick Henry versus the LA Rams.
This is a tough one.
It is tough. It is tough. I'm still plugging in this week. I know it's the Rams D line that have been pretty solid this year. What the fuck is Jalen Hurts doing?
Get rid of the ball.
Oh my God, bro. Sorry, guys. Back to what I was saying. Derrick Henry. I think this week we'll still have a decent game. Derrick Henry's just too good to not put in fantasy wise. You must start him. Obviously, the Ravens are going to make sure to drop more than 6 points this week, so I'd plug in. And the game's in Baltimore, so
I'm slightly leaning plug in here. It's going to be a tough one. Obviously, again, Lamar Jackson's still out, so it kind of ruins a lot of the game plan. I think they're going to have to run a box in LA, and LA probably has one of the best box defenses in the NFL. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's also had his issues with fumbling the football this year, but
that is true.
I'm slightly leaning plug in here. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I feel like the Rams is the one of the only matchups for the Ravens in the NFL where you can rationalize why you could maybe not plug in a Derrick Henry because, like you're saying, they have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. But then Derrick Henry has also historically been like the tougher the matchup, the more he shows out and the kind of more motivated he gets. But this seems like it's been a bit of a different case this season for King Henry.
Yeah.
Lastly, Jalen Warren versus the Cleveland Browns.
I'm plugging out here.
Pull out.
Pull out. I mean, whatever.
I'm pulling
pull
out.
because
I'm pulling out.
he's coming off an injury, and it's the Browns. The Browns listen, I'm gonna say here,
Number two.
number two, but I think they have the number one defense. That's just my personal opinion.
Number 2 against running backs in fantasy this year. It's not even close, bro. Miles Garrett is the defensive player of the year, bro.
100%. He's up there for sure.
Come on now.
It's crazy. We were like having a conversation not too long ago about him leaving Cleveland and how he should have left Cleveland, but it's not just him either. You still have Denzel Ward out there. They just traded what's his name,
Newsom.
Greg
They did-
Newsom.
They did
Newsom,
trade him obviously to
which was
Jacksonville.
bizarre.
I don't get
Super
that,
bizarre.
honestly.
He's probably their second best secondary player behind Denzel Ward, he's in the conversation for top 5 corner in the NFL, right? So I don't know, but that's gonna do it for plug in pull out for week 6. Now this is a segment we started this season, and it's been a whole lot of fun to kind of have these kinds of conversations. So fittingly with how we're watching the Eagles game currently, losing to the Giants, is a 27-17 right now.
Yes.
Having a bit of a rough time. Boys, it's time to have a conversation about the Eagles' offensive struggles and their drama. I will preface that I think it came out either this morning or yesterday that Saquon, Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown had a meeting between the 3 of them, and they said that it went really well. But it feels like it's been like a yearly cycle where A.J. Brown feels dissatisfied with the lacking of opportunities. And also just with how Jalen Hurts is as a quarterback, right? He's kind of a dynamic playmaker, but also even us as fans, we kind of question sometimes his decision making, his ability to make quick decisions and make those right quick decisions. But what are we thinking about the Eagles and their offensive struggles thus far?
To start this off, it's like you said, it has been a yearly struggle. Obviously, watching this game is tough to talk about just because the way we're performing right now. Obviously, versus this, and it's no excuse saying injuries because injuries is part of the game. But you guys forget, like last year, we were 2-2 going into our week 5 bye week, and after that, we kind of like just took off. Obviously, you've been seeing all those Saquon explosive touchdowns, and you can see the way the team is. And AJ and Devontae cycle of complaining in the beginning, the pass game gets more involved. What people forget to know is I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, I don't care if it's Tom Brady. Jalen Hurts, at all 6 years that right now that he's been with Philly, has had a different offensive coordinator every single year.
That's true.
Okay, going on from every year. Like obviously they had Kellen Moore, who fit perfectly in with this team, similar to how Dallas was when Dak was doing really good, having Kellen Moore there. Patullo, not a big fan of him. Loves the RPO a little too much, forcing the run. That's pretty much why all these passing problems happen. You could see they're just teams know we're gonna just shove it to Saquon every play. So I don't think it's something to kind of worry about more because as the year goes, we've always been a second half team. I think the talent we have with the veterans we have, I think we're too stacked to be going downhill from here. I think, maybe a couple more games in, we'll either have Sirianni making a decision, how we will for sure make at least a trade or two by the deadline, with the secondary. So obviously Super Bowl wise, it's a little to worry about, but moving forward wise as a team, like this drama, AJ doing this, that, it's more of drama, media fans wise than I think really it is really in the locker room.
I mean, I think I agree with you guys mainly for the most part that the offensive coordinator situation doesn't help a lot. Patullo is god awful. I think his play calling is disgusting. And he's not using, this offense to their full capabilities. Seeing Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean both limping around on the field right now.
It's not ideal.
Epps. Oh no.
It was Coop and Reed.
Yeah, it was
Coop and Reed.
Coop is gonna play this snap though. I don't know about Reed Blankenship.
Reed's out. Epps came in right now.
Too many injuries, bro. Too many injuries we're dealing with right now.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh my Lord. How do you?
Oh my.
That was a crazy hit to his knee.
I think Patullo is just awful, man. I think he really is not using this offense to their full capabilities. The only thing that I have a worry about in regards to the drama is that I have never seen AJ Brown come out and blatantly, flagrantly just blame Jalen Hurts the way he did after the game last week.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that. Despite all the drama and his complaints about the passing game and whatnot, I've never seen him come out and say it the way he said it last week. That was rough to watch. Additionally, let's consider the fact that he was pretty much predominantly at fault for losing them that game towards the end. He stopped running his route on that deep route.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the ball seemed to be in Devontae Smith's hands on the Hail Mary, and he was the one that grabbed Devontae Smith. So it's just a lot of things coming from AJ that I'm not liking right now. And he's a guy that I consider to be one of my favorite receivers in the NFL. So seeing that is disappointing. However, I think there's a slight bit of overreaction from the media and the fans as well, considering that Patullo is still the OC and Jalen Hurts is having to adjust every single year. So I commend them. They're still 4-1. It looks like they're about to be 4-2, but they're still clearly one of the best, if not the best team in football right now. So
yeah,
it'll be hard to complain too much about their results.
Yeah. I think the production of Saquon Barkley last year covered up a lot of the issues with the passing game, right? Because you didn't need Jalen Hurts to throw 30 to 40 times a game when Saquon's getting 20-plus rushes, 15-plus rushes every game, and producing touchdowns as a result of that. So that kind of masks a lot of the issues. But it's been an ongoing thing every year. Every single year, it's become this issue. And I think maybe the loss of the Broncos kind of now has further magnified that issue. And, of course, with A.J. Brown blatantly coming out with his frustrations and really airing that out. And I think a part of it is just the frustrations of the game, like you're saying, like he made some mistakes down the stretch of that game. And that was a game that, like, we were not shoot in to win, but we were pretty confident that, like, and we were up early. We were up by a lot
in the first.
Early doors.
It was my game of the week.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, and so like we kind of squandered it, towards the tail end there, and of course, like Matt just said, the injuries are not helping, especially to our defense now.
Look at this right here.
Right,
Just
like
giving them free
we're
first downs.
we're putting out second, third string secondary players. We're having to put out second string defensive linemen with now Nolan Smith he's going to be out for an extended period of time, and so it's concerning. But I think eventually, like someone has to really like kind of slap Kevin Patullo kind of sideways in the face a couple of times. It can be like, hey, can you wake up? Like, can you start like calling out some real plays here?
People forget Sirianni was the offensive coordinator in Indianapolis, and that's what got him his head coach.
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna be head serious. We're down 10 right now, and looks like Giants are gonna score something on this drive unless we get a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm this game, I'm Howie Roseman. If you really wanna, you gotta fix this up. Clean it early. I'm firing Patullo, and as Nick Sirianni, as the head coach, I'm taking over the offensive play calling.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dart took a big hit.
Dart's down.
Oh, Dart's down.
Who comes in though, Winston or Russell Wilson?
Probably Winston.
Russell.
Yeah. All right. We kind of alluded to this next talking point earlier in the injury report with Mac Jones kind of having been stepping up as the quarterback one with Brock Purdy being out. But I want to kind of ask this even primarily just to Yusuf as a 49ers fan of the panel. Yusuf,
Yes, sir.
do you still see Brock Purdy as the guy in San Francisco?
Yeah, absolutely. He hasn't shown me why he shouldn't be. He entered this season already partially unhealthy. And I think this is one of like the first, like last year was the first year I think he entered the regular season fully healthy, aside from his rookie year. But, clearly he's coming in not healthy. His core is banged up. Talking about his receiving core and whatnot. So he's coming into a bad situation, but it's not a good look right now
That Max
in the sense that Mac Jones is balling the way he is. I want to speak more so towards the grittiness of Mac Jones and the ability that he's shown that he has. We saw what a great rookie season he had. He was a Pro Bowler that year. He was a fill-in, obviously, as a Pro Bowler, but he was still a Pro Bowler. He's fantastic, bro. Like his decision making is fantastic. It's beautiful. Colin Cowherd touched on it a little bit this week. He said the Niners lead the league in passes per game. They're at 40. Through 5 weeks, that's nuts. Like we're a team again that relies heavily on our run game and our on Christian McCaffrey, but we're leading the league in passes thrown per game. Mac Jones, like 99% of the time that we're watching him, I'm not seeing him make errors, bro. He's not making mistakes. He's making the right play. He's, again, like, yes, it's Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's a quarterback whisperer. In my opinion, because of the way that we've been playing regarding the lack of health, our starting QB not being in, this guy should be a coach of the year candidate. I think he's the front runner by far.
Yep.
But not to take anything away from Mac Jones. His decision-making is beautiful. He's shown a little bit of mobility. He knows how to step out of the pocket, stay in the pocket, trust his pocket, trust his O-line. He's utilizing the fact that he has Christian McCaffrey. He's trusting in Jake Tonjes, and he's using this chemistry that he already had Kendrick Bourne. I'm loving everything I'm seeing from Mac Jones. Now, to answer the question, is Brock Purdy still QB1? Absolutely. We just gave this man $50 million a year.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if he's not QB1. Also, I don't want people to forget exactly what Brock Purdy has done for this offense and with this franchise. He's turned us around. I'm going to be honest. He's turned us around. For years, we were talking about, we go out, you draft Trey Lance after Jimmy Garoppolo was proven not to be the guy, right? Trey Lance goes down with a dislocated ankle. We bring in Garoppolo. He looks good. Then he hurts his foot. He gets a Liz Frank fracture. And then we bring in a guy who was the last pick in the NFL draft in his rookie season, and he just shines. He sets records the year following for most passing yards and most passing touchdowns in a single season by a 49er in NFL franchise history. We've had quarterbacks like Joe Montana and Steve Young. He's taken us to a Super Bowl. He's won us an NFC title. He's won us the division numerous times. So just remember, this is Brock Purdy here, bro. This is a guy that was in an MVP conversation just a couple years ago. He's still the quarterback, bro. And until then, obviously I think Mac Jones is going to have to show me a lot more. I'm going to have to see a lot more errors from Brock Purdy to kind of like say no. He's no longer the QB1, but he's QB1.
Yeah. A little to touch on with you, Yusuf. Obviously, you said it well. Obviously, Brock Purdy is getting paid too much. It'd be ashamed if he's not the QB1. But in the end of the day, the NFL isn't. NFL's ruthless, bro. The NFL's not no Damian Lillard situation, loyalty, any of that. The NFL, it's all about winning. If a GM sees one little glimpse of something, they're gonna stick with it. The NFL is just an unfortunate situation for young quarterbacks coming in because, like, you look at obviously Sam Darnold, you look at Baker Mayfield, come in with high expectations. The number 1 pick, the number 2 pick. One gets put on that Browns team, one gets put on that Jets team. From there, it's not like they get traded to a better situation. They both went to the Panthers, absolute dog shit organization. I straight to say it for you like that. Like, imagine Sam Darnold right now playing with the talent that the Panthers have now, with that O-line, getting Ted McMillan, obviously Leggett, having Chuba Hubbard, the run game after McCaffrey left. Like, there's certain things you see there. The same thing with Darnold in Minnesota, Darnold in Seattle. It's like certain situations, like, let's be real. If Caleb Williams was not on the Bears with Joe Tooney and all these assets, they looked out for him. You're telling me Caleb would still be in the league after a year or two? He would not be a backup? Like, if we're being real, that's how this league is. So I think if I'm the Niners now, obviously you want to rest Purdy as much as you can, rest Kittle as much as you're in a great spot, 4-1. You're in a very good spot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So going to here, I just stick with Mac right now until it kind of goes down. You bring Purdy back in. You know, obviously, I don't know when your guys' bye week is.
I don't remember, but honestly.
Like you said, Mac is looking fine right now, so that's simple how I put it. But well said.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
You guys are in a good spot. And I think what do you think is Mac Jones kind of having a Sam Darnold type of year, and do we kind of see him still going down a Sam Darnold type route in terms of he still has another year on his contract. He's on a 2-year deal with you guys, Yusuf. So it is possible that, you know, he could get traded to a more favorable opportunistically for him in a situation that is better for him in terms of opportunity, and then obviously, you know, potentially cash out, you know, on a big contract on a big team. And we can even discuss, you know, kind of once the season ends and we kind of start to look at Mac Jones' season retrospectively, even with Brock Purdy coming back eventually down the line in the year. You know, what could be potential landing spots for a guy like Mac Jones after the, you know, the stretch of games that he's had, and maybe NFL franchises kind of look at that and being like, you know, like we'll take this guy. That could be Vegas, you know, like
Arizona.
Yeah.
Next one. You also got to remember, like, this is very early. In this season, right? We're only 5 weeks in to seeing Mac Jones play football in a Niners uniform. We also got to remember that Mac Jones is getting coaching from one of the best offensive minds ever, right? Kyle Shanahan is one of the greatest offensive minds ever. He's one of the most creative coaches. But I will say this. The one thing that he has over Sam Darnold is his youth.
Yeah.
He's considerably younger, and also he never got a fair shake. Exactly how you guys were talking about how Jalen Hurts has had a different OC every single year in Philly. Mac Jones had a different offensive coordinator every single year in New England.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He looked progressively worse because, again, coaching just got progressively worse.
Yeah.
And he never got a fair shake. Next thing you know, they're telling him, hey, look, Drake May is our guy. Fuck off. Like, that's just not fair.
Yeah.
And you could see, obviously, coaching is everything. If there's any year that tells you that coaching is everything, it's this year, bro.
100%.
So you're talking about, you look at Geno Smith, he looks like shit now. But coaching was everything for him. Daniel Jones looks like an MVP candidate. Coaching is everything. Mac Jones looks like QB1.
Trevor Lawrence.
Coaching. Trevor Lawrence. He's under Liam Cohen, who was a great offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. Coaching is everything. Baker Mayfield has re-elevated himself as probably the top 5 quarterback in the NFL since he went to Tampa. Coaching is everything. It's no joke that coaching is behind every single aspect. Yes, there's definitely a skill level applied to it, but Mac Jones, you guys got to remember, Alabama QB played under Nick Saban. Alabama's not really famous for QBs, but this kid came in, had a fantastic rookie year, like we mentioned. He was a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him now, like he's balling out of his mind. Mm-hmm. He's playing with a good coach. Like just remember, like you guys also got to remember, he's in a situation where he's very fortunate, still very early. I want to see more. I want to know more. Like, we'll be able to figure out more as time goes on. But as of right now, Purdy's still number one. I think you guys would agree with me. Yes.
Yep.
But we're in a great situation, like you guys said. I think we rock out with Mac, and I think we let Brock rest as much as possible until he's 100%.
Yeah. Next up, you alluded to this, Yusuf, and you did as well in our conversation about Mac Jones. With Baker Mayfield, you and I, it's not a shocker to either one of us, Majid, since we've been matching up with Baker Mayfield every year since he's been a Buccaneer. He's been giving us issues, including this season to an extent. Well, of course, we won that game this season, but
He almost had you.
he almost had us
again.
once again.
He's being generous.
And I think we've been in the past years we've been a bit more reluctant to kind of put him in that conversation in the MVP ladder, just because we kind of have question marks as how sustainable is what he's doing in Tampa Bay, right? Let's say, is this just kind of like a little purple patch run that he's kind of on, a little bit of a Cinderella run that he's on in Tampa Bay, or can he really be the franchise quarterback over there in Tampa Bay? But would you guys say now that he has solidified himself in the MVP conversation? And if so, do you think he's even gone a notch up and has been as a front runner?
Hey, forget that purple patch nonsense, bro. This guy's been the best quarterback statistically in the NFL since he went to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
He leads in, I think, touchdown passes. I think he leads in yards as well. Am I correct in saying so? Bruh, come on. Like, all you got to do is just look at what he's doing. It's sorcery, bro. The guy goes down to Tampa, balls out of his mind, wins his division, makes the playoffs on more than one occasion, loses his wide receiver 1, loses his wide receiver 2, and has now made a rookie wide receiver Emeka Egbuka look like a generational talent, which he probably is. But the guy's had a touchdown every single week that he's played football. So you ask me personally, I'm a big Baker guy. Bro, that's an MVP candidate if you ask me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it a stack. That's an MVP candidate.
I'm be honest, there's only 3 people that I really see MVP candidates right now. You're not wrong at all for saying Baker, because obviously Baker, don't get it wrong with all the game-winning drives he's had this year. The one loss they had obviously against Philly, almost had another game-winning drive, but every game has been Baker coming down to Baker on that last drive, whether it was Houston against the Jets. It was just always Baker, you know? Another guy, I know Josh Allen's always going to be in the mix. It looks like the Bills here in the AFC in some sense, obviously. And then another guy that I'm not huge on, I don't like him, but it's just about consistency. Is like, for Baker Mayfield to kind of secure the MVP, I feel like, is we need to see a couple games of, the Buccaneers blowing out a team. Like a game where they win 35-10. Something that just, like, where you just go like, damn, Tampa, you did that. Obviously the winning drives are nice, but it's just, you need to see something stronger, and that's Jared Goff. Jared Goff is the most inconsistent quarterback in my opinion. It's one game, it's either he's throwing for 6 touchdowns, Amon-Ra has 3 touchdowns, they're winning by 40, or another game, they're only putting up 6 points up the board. So that's another person I look at kind of. So those are really my 3 front runners as of now. Obviously, we have a long season to go. Most of the time, MVP is not really. It's talked about the best performance of the last 6 weeks. If you really think about it, that's really how usually MVPs go. So
yeah,
there's still a lot of room for many quarterbacks to kind of get in this mix. So,
but to kind of like go off what you were saying here regarding Jared Goff, the one thing that Jared Goff has in his arsenal that Baker doesn't have is health in his offense, numerous offensive weapons, and a great offensive play caller.
Just in general, head coach.
Just in general, yeah, bro. Like they Amon-Ra, Jameson, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, they're loaded, bro. Like they are loaded on that offense. Again, another thing for Baker is that he's consistent, and like the only reason I may disagree with you on
what
regards
a catch.
I don't know how he made that catch.
That's
the one thing I may
right?
disagree. I think it's a catch. He's just short first down.
Uh-oh.
The one thing I may disagree with you on is the fact that they need to blow out a team only because every single offensive weapon they have is getting hurt aside from Emeka Egbuka. They lost their RB1, they lost their wide receiver 1, they lost their wide receiver 2. And Ibuka's the only guy that stayed healthy for them. And
that's incomplete, Yusuf. Yusuf, that's incomplete.
did it hit the ground?
That hit the ground. You got to challenge
I don't think it did.
Yep.
They're calling it short.
Replay assistant. Put it back to 3rd and 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And now they've lost their running back 1 potentially.
That's why I was saying exactly. So like you lose all these weapons. I think at the end of the day, all that matters is if you're winning games or not. Tampa's winning games.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to tell me, hey, bro, like blow these teams out, but play mediocre or play ass some games, or just play elite every game and just win.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to tell me what I'm choosing the latter. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
So
I,
that's just me.
I think the unfortunate thing with Baker Mayfield in regards to the MVP conversation is he's going up against guys like Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, right? Guys that are one franchise guys, drafted by their franchise, first round picks, have had put like as a whole between those three guys have had playoff success. Of course, Patrick Mahomes carries a lot of that playoff success between those three quarterbacks specifically. But then you look at Baker Mayfield, who had a rough time at times in Cleveland in his first few years. He took him to the playoffs once or twice, and then he got dumped off really to Carolina, then had to go to LA, and had a couple good weeks there, and then got that contract in Tampa Bay. And I think in some parts, I think that kind of gets held against him a little bit, right? That the fact that he is a bit of a journeyman, the fact that he was a little bit of a reject of sorts, right? He was a guy that was like overlooked. He was almost seen as an outcast by a lot of the teams in the NFL. A guy who had a great college career at Oklahoma, was obviously the number one pick. And I think, it's going to have to take a lot, I think, for me and for a lot of people for him to kind of shed that narrative of being a journeyman, being an outcast, kind of being a guy that's kind of working backwards to revive his career a little bit and kind of then now solidify himself as a legitimate MVP candidate.
I disagree completely with you, bro. I think he's way past that. He's way past that.
No, he's a lot further out of that hole than he was a year or two ago. 100%,
Bro, it's not even further out of that hole. He's not in that hole anymore.
Right.
He's not.
But I think
he's not
I believe like in a world if like Josh Allen, if those three didn't exist at all, if they just don't play football. Yeah, he is an MVP candidate favorite. But now you kind of have to ask your question of like, what can he do in order to set himself into that stratosphere, or even in this case, kind of above those three guys?
Okay, when we're talking about MVP candidates, we can't mention any three of those guys because none of those guys are MVP candidates this year in my eyes.
For sure.
Who?
Allen, Jackson, or Mahomes. You're talking about the upper echelon of QB, maybe. Yes, I agree with you. We're not talking about Baker Mayfield being in the upper echelon of QB. He's a top 5 quarterback. There's no doubt about that. But need Jackson, Mahomes, Allen. Those three are not MVP candidates this year at all.
You don't think Josh? No, Lamar and Mahomes. I agree with you 100%.
Allen is the closest one.
Right.
Allen is the closest one. The rest of them, fuck no. Hell no.
I agree.
Mayfield's
100%.
been better than
Patrick Mahomes has been absolute ass this year, and yes, you could say injuries, but that's part of the game.
Yeah. Mayfield's been better than every single one of them this year. This year, if you ask me who the best quarterback in the NFL is, it's really just between him, Herbert, Love.
Yeah.
Even Herbert this year has taken a little bit of a hit only because his offensive line is hurt, but his production has still been fantastic. Jordan Love, he only had one shaky game.
Okay, you're saying shaky game. You're saying shaky game, Yusuf. Don't call me boss for saying this. But if you're talking about QBs, you're saying it because obviously the Packers are winning, right? That's on top of it.
He's a big reason.
Because what I'm talking about is if you look at stat for stat, side to side, with CD also being out, you got to start looking at Dak Prescott. Good pass. Dak Prescott, I get it, the Cowboys, because they're not winning, but it's just like, if you're going to say Jordan Love, like Dak Prescott was going toe for toe with Jordan Love. Dak Prescott has been phenomenal this year.
That's a very fair point. They're
just not winning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But again, I stand by my point in the sense that Baker's still is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL this year.
Yeah, but I think just like any other sport, and I think just like any other year, right? You I'm sure I can look this up, right? Like with the year, even the regular season year that Mahomes had last year, right, wasn't fantastic. It wasn't 2022 or 2021 Patrick Mahomes seasons, right, with the seasons where he was throwing for 40 plus touchdowns and going ridiculous on a statistical basis and winning. I think those two, Lamar and Patrick, no matter how they do, no matter how, because their teams will always be playoff teams, but they're always going to be in conversations. Their names are always going to be brought up, regardless.
I disagree completely.
Because they were not this year. Both teams,
So far. Was
Mahomes in that conversation for MVP last year? Even though his team was winning football games, he was playing like shit.
No, he was like number 5 or 6.
That's my point. He wasn't in that conversation at all. When we're having
They had Saquon, who's a running back in the top 3.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
It's
rightfully
not even,
so, obviously, because of.
Let's be real. Jamar Chase was ahead of him. Saquon was ahead of him. Jalen Hurts was ahead of him.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson was ahead of him. Josh Allen was ahead of him.
Lamar or Josh? Who ended up taking it last year?
Josh.
Josh, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh got it. That. Even though I think it should have been Jamar Chase. That's just my opinion.
Triple crown. He just didn't make playoffs and win. That's literally the reasoning.
So, no, I see where you're coming from, Naoki. I think you're just talking more about the conversation of upper echelon QBs, but
Sure.
I don't. And in terms of MVP, I disagree with you.
So then, would you say he's your favorite then so far, just thus far through these first 5 weeks, going into week 6?
It was Herbert for a while, but just because of the way the Chargers have looked, obviously with no offensive line, I think it's no fault of his own. But back-to-back PIs, Jesus Christ!
Oh no, AJ's
on,
down.
AJ's
Is
down.
Is he just flopping it for the flag, or did he actually get hit?
He's fine.
He's a bit slow to get up.
I would say in terms of consistency so far from what I've seen from Baker, I think it's hard to go against him, to be real with you guys.
That's completely fair.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should move on to the next topic.
Yes. Lastly, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the meme team, if you will, of last season, mostly carried through by yours truly, are currently 4-1, second in the AFC South. Have looked mightily impressive through these first 5 weeks. Boys, are the Jacksonville Jaguars
Let me take this, Yusuf.
Go ahead.
Have they looked nice? Sure. Pretenders. And I'm going to tell you 3 points exactly why. Okay. First of all, number one, it's the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two, You got Trevor Lawrence at QB. I know you guys saying he looked nice. Let's go through this real quick in 10 seconds. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 1. Did he throw a pick 6?
I was not looking. We just threw a pick.
I was not looking.
Saquon, catch him, please. Catch him.
I was not looking. What happened? What was the pick?
We just threw a pick.
Pick 6.
It was an out route for Devontae, and he jumped that so well.
Pick, bro.
Oh my days.
Yeah,
he almost had a pick 6, bro. He was this close.
It's over. Look at that. Eagles fans leaving. The only way we win this is if we stop them to a field goal right here and 2 touchdowns to win the game by 1 point. That's Jalen Hurts' first pick, by the way. I've been a
Jalen Hurts defender for years, bro. But ever since they started making him throw,
that was to Dotson. What do we do? Why are we throwing to Dotson in the red zone? What are we doing?
My goodness.
What are we doing?
What a blunder that was.
All right. Let me get my head off this shit. Jacksonville Jaguars, week 1 versus the Carolina Panthers that started the year atrocious. Okay? That's win number 1. Week 2 versus the atrocious Cincinnati Bengals with no Joe Burrow. That the Jaguars, let me say this, the Jaguars were up 16 points with about 8.5 minutes left. They let them get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I just want to put that out there. That's number 1. Then we got the Houston Texans, who've looked dog shit awful. And then you got the 49ers, who they beat. That was a pretty impressive one, I'll give you that. But again, that comes down to if Mac Jones, like I said, if Mac Jones was playing that game, and it's nothing against Brock Purdy. It's about all the injuries, the Jaguars, and if don't get me wrong, that was the game Bosa went down, right? That was the game Bosa went down?
That was actually the game after he went down.
The game after, okay. But against the Jaguars, against the 49ers are already banged up with all the receivers that are banged up, with Kittle that's banged up. With the QB.
I'm gonna give them credit for that win.
I'm still giving them credit because that's impressive, but it's just like you're not gonna talk about that's like a full credited team. You know what I mean? That's what I'm just trying to say. Like they rushed Purdy back. Like Purdy just did not look good that whole game. Then they're playing a Kansas City Chiefs team who we all said are not the same Kansas City Chiefs anymore. You know, you could tell lost certain pieces, dealing with a lot of injuries. Don't really have an O-line this year, so it's like sure it's impressive, and people want to make it sound like this, but. You look at these next 2 weeks, Seahawks, Rams. We'll see what they're really about. The Colts, I think, clear that division this year. Houston have looked like shit, but I'm just telling you guys, Houston are on the comeback. So I'm just telling you guys, look out for Houston.
Yeah, and their strength of schedule, just as in its entirety, is not particularly super challenging. They do play the Colts two times. They play the Broncos,
the Chargers,
but then after that, it's just the Texans, and you got the Raiders, the Titans.
But again, 2 Titans Jets. And Texans. That's 3 divisional games.
You're talking about the remaining strength of schedule.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll tell y'all. Before the season started, and you looked at this team and you looked at their schedule, do you really think they would have been 4-1?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely not.
And also, from this point on, after week 5, and you look at that schedule, judging off the team that you thought they were before the season started, do you think they win any of those games after?
Absolutely not.
So look, at the end of the day, you got to take it for what it is, bro. 4 and
Yeah.
1's 4 and 1.
100%.
You beat who's in front of you.
But
Again, like, yes, strength of schedule is a factor, and I'm going to talk about my team as well. Our strength of schedule has been absolutely horrendously weak, and it's been in our favor.
Kelly Ringo is fucking ass, bro. Holy
goodness.
shit.
The only reason why he's still on this team is because he was a Georgia Bulldog. I'm just gonna put that out there.
That's number one, but it's just the fact that we literally have zero corner, bro. No way they call pass interference. There's no way they call pass interference.
There's no
my
way.
lord, bro.
Chad, there's no way.
It's actually it's game over, bro. This is disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, Howie needs to go for a trade after this. I'm sorry, there's nothing else to say, bro. You can't win, especially Quinny on hamstring. That means we're lucky we have 10 days.
Play. Hold on, wait.
It's right. He didn't play for the ball. It's not wrong. He didn't turn his head. That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Damn.
Yeah, you gotta look. You gotta look at the ball. You gotta look at the ball.
Yeah.
If he didn't hook his arm,
It's not even if he didn't hook his arm. He gotta play. He gotta look up. You gotta play the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can cut that whole bit out.
At the end of the day, like, you got to take 4 and 1 for what it is, bro. Like, 4 and 1's 4 and 1.
Yusuf tuned in. Sorry, I know to cut this off, but Scatterboo 3 touchdowns for you. You might win your fantasy.
I'll be very happy. Definitely won me my.
Jeez, dude.
Holy fuck, we lost.
He just goes in there with such reckless abandon.
Fucking unit.
It's freaking terrifying, dude.
You know what's funny? He played like shit last week, and then he tweeted, I said, Giants fans, I'll be good next week. Don't worry.
Yeah, well,
Damn.
he cooked up at the right time.
Gosh.
4 and 1's 4 and 1. You got to take it for what it is. That's just how I feel about the Jags right now. Do I think they're for real? Do I think they're contenders? Absolutely not. I just think they're a very good team. I'm a big Liam Cohen fan. Great play caller. He's so smart in terms of the way that he's run this offense. The way he's transformed them. With BTJ looking subpar and very mediocre, losing Evan Ingram, like losing a few pieces on your offense, but still having Travis Etienne revive himself after that lackluster last year.
Travis Hunter hasn't looked bad either.
You get Travis Hunter into your team, he looks good. Bashal Tootin looks pretty solid as the backup now. You lose Tank Bigsby, you trade him to Philly. I think they made the right moves. I think they're running the offense the right way. I don't think they're contenders. I don't. I think they can contend for the division for sure. But I still think the Colts are miles ahead of this team.
Yeah.
Only because their defense is fantastic. And aside from that, though, like I've been very impressed with them. But no, I think they're not contenders. They're real, not for real, but they're real.
Yeah.
And they could be a threat for a lot of teams that are generally trying to make the playoffs here. You know, I think they're a wild card team, and we'll see. You know, I'm very impressed so far.
I think internally for some of us, I think we're kind of just waiting, to really see the Jaguars kind of revert, back to not normal, but revert back to type and like really
No,
just
back
like,
to normal.
No, just like drop
Of course.
drop the Titans game, drop the Raiders game, and kind of just being like, so some of those ones are like you shouldn't, being how you just were the first 5 weeks, you shouldn't be dropping those kinds of games. I think their first real big test will be that Rams game I think it's in week 8.
I'm excited for that one.
Or week 7, I should say. That should be the real test, I think, for this Jaguars team, to see really Liam Cohen's influence on the offense and really see if he's able to make some things happen with just the way that the pass rush, the running attack, defensively that the Rams offer. So that's gonna do it for It's Time to Have a Combo. Now we're going to get into our last portion of our show with the Street Logic games of the week. It is fitting that we're watching a game of this week already while we're doing this show. But Majid, why don't you hit us with one of your games of the week?
So my game of the week is the 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know Yusuf's a little mad due to the score. Disrespecting.
I'm just gonna say this. I'll let you continue. You said the same shit last week.
I did.
I also said the same shit last week.
Exactly that. You said the same shit.
You said the same shit last week. You said we're gonna get blown out the water.
Gosh.
I'm just saying
just saying, if it wasn't for Kyron Terrorist Williams, it would have never been a blowout, but you guys would have still lost. But back to it is, I got the Buccaneers pulling off the win. I just think the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers where they're at. They're in a good spot. I think it's gonna be 26-17. I think the Bucs kind of get a late score in that fourth, extra field goal and then just kind of play defense from there.
Yeah.
49ers, just because they're banged up, I just don't see them dropping more than like 3 scores. 17. I got them right there, right at 17. So I think Buccaneers pull off this win.
Yeah. Yusuf,
That's
you want
fair.
to hit us with
Yeah.
yours?
I got Bills Falcons Monday Night Football, baby. I got the Bills winning it 30-23. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
High score. I like it.
A high scoring game. I like a little bit of offense in this. Did he kick that out of bounds or did he fumble it out of bounds?
I don't know.
We're he fumbled it out of bounds.
We're just capitulating entirely right
Holy
now.
Oh yeah,
shit.
the Eagles look cooked.
We
bro.
are just
I just want to know what the play calling is. Patula said, yes, let's look at Dotson in the red zone. You have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert. And then we're going to throw to the guy that had 0 targets this whole entire day. And no Jalen
Yeah.
Carter in the middle. Yep.
Yeah,
Good luck
it's
with that.
cooked.
yeah, Chad's cooked.
Anyway, Bills Falcons. I got the Bills winning it 30-23. Atlanta's coming off a good week of football. They got a nice little win. Michael Penix looked great. The Bills are coming off a loss to the Patriots. They might be looking to bounce back. They are looking to bounce back. But yeah, good offense, good game. I see the Bills edging it out at the very end there.
All right, and then for mine, I have the Sunday night game for the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. I have the score being a close game just because I think, like we're saying, from an offensive consistency standpoint, I think Jared Goff has always been a bit of a wild card in that way, and I think that the Chiefs' defensive line is one of the best in the NFL. Maybe not as much as secondary, but I also do think that the Lions' offensive line has good parts within it. And that on the opposite side of the ball, the Chiefs' offensive line has historically within these last few years been lackluster and has been a big like weak point, and they've been able to get to Patrick Mahomes a lot, but Mahomes is Mahomes, and I kind of want to give a bit of a special shout out to, let me just pull him up real quick. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking so hard on this guy's name? He's like the other speedy wideout for the Chiefs right now that's been Mahomes'
Thornton?
Yeah.
Thornton, yeah, Thornton.
He's been great. Tyquan Thornton has been great for Patrick Mahomes this year with Kelsey, being up and down. Kareem Hunt, almost in his second renaissance with the Kansas City Chiefs, has been good for the rushing attack. But with no Worthy, once again, you still have no Rice. So the offense just looks more and more rough every week. But I do have the score being 27 Lions, 24 to the Chiefs, having it being kind of a field goal game, having it real close, and a good way to cap off our weekend for football going into the Monday night games.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. That'll do it for Pick Six. We appreciate you guys for joining us week in and week out. I don't know if it's a bit of a longer episode, kind of lost track, but some great conversations today. Shout out to Naoki. Welcome back. We appreciate you for being back here. Obviously, you're going to miss out next week, so we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Majid, thank you as always for joining us, my man, the newest member. He is going to be a staple to us this season, as he has proven to be so far. Shout out to Isaiah. Happy birthday, my man. Happy birthday to Danilo as well. Also part of the Street Logic family. Go ahead and show them some love in the comments, y'all. Feel free to check us out. This episode's going on YouTube. We are definitely on audio now, so you can check us out on Spotify or on a video now. You can check us on YouTube. We got clips coming up on TikTok, Instagram Reels as well. We're staying consistent, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to check out our Instagram stuff as well, not just the Reels, but check out our a lot of our Instagram posts for everything that we do. Football, basketball is coming up very soon. You guys keep an eye out. LeBron's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a torn ass. So too many Diddy parties, man. Don't do it. But yeah, feel free to follow us on all socials, ladies and gentlemen. Threads, we're very active on Threads. Shout out to Danilo for running that as well. But you can check out our link tree in the very the bottom or in the bios of our Instagram or TikTok. We'll be looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Some more action-packed football this week. We'll recover everything on Wednesday. We'll be out on Thursday next week. And feel free to show us some love, man. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all.
Later.
Peace.